Very stingy in defense, big tackles going in. And of course for the South Koreans, you see their world ranking, currently 18th. This is a big step up for them. And the pace, especially on a day 2 of the North American leg for the Australians in Vegas and Vancouver.
So this is match 9 of the main draw, the cup draw here in Hong Kong. Stannard steadies himself. South Korea looking to land a huge upset here against the Aussies, who finished 4th in Hong Kong last year. Stannard. Good weight on the kickoff. It's ripped back in the end by South Korea, and they'll get first use of the ball through Ji-hoon. Looking to fend off Killingworth. He doesn't miss too many front on, and now he makes the steal. Killingworth to Anderson. Mark him up for another. Anderson is a try magnet for Australia.
Well, what a steal. If it looks a bit awkward for you that maybe Boyd Killingworth is offside, remember, he's the tackler. If he's not cleaned out, he has rights to poach that ball, and he's done that. And gives his mate an easy run-in.
Anderson, 2 tournaments back in Las Vegas, found himself in the dream team, scored 7 tries in the desert. He's 19, and he is set for an incredible future at the top level of rugby. 7-0 Australia over South Korea. Stannard deeper this time round, and he overclubs it. That's in a touch on the fly. We'll come back to the halfway mark for the free kick to South Korea.
Yeah, more possession for Korea, but they're going to have to protect the ball. You know, either avoid the contact or be a lot more efficient at the breakdown.
Guman goes to Jin Hyuk. Guman. South Korea looking to sneak in behind the Aussie defence. That was Sung Jong for South Korea. Here's Coquelard. Back in field it comes. Oh, that's a good front-on shot there from Boyd Killingworth. Got all of his opposite. Here's Sung Jung again, floating it across to Zheng Huan. And Lucas, the captain, goes high on him. The tackling spot on for the moment from the Australians. Killingworth looking for another steal. This time he lets it spin out the back. They're happy to go to work in D here, the Aussies, as Jin Hyuk now slips a pass away. The ball back in field was forward, and will pack a scrum down. Aussie feed.
Well, great shame. A nice touch from Jin Hyuk. Just got his right arm free and got the offload in there. That return pass was clearly forward, and he's decided, the referee, who's in great position, referee Damien Schneider from Argentina. Difficult game to play sevens without the ball, and that shows you how much the Aussies, I guess, haven't had it because they scored on the first touch.
Stannard switches. Australia go without it. It was Porch who left it behind.
Scrappy stuff right now. Hot and humid conditions here in Hong Kong.
Australia with the opening points to Lockie Anderson. That and the conversion from Stannard, the only points thus far, and here's Stannard again, shooting upfield and looking to pressure the South Koreans. The kick ahead's not bad. Tom Lucas has got to really motor back to bring that in, and manages just to put himself in the right place. Good body shape from Lucas, and now a tiny ball to Anderson. Has Stannard in support and won't use him. Anderson has 2 tries in this first half.
Well, they say you got to play the game with your eyes up, and he spotted the hole, put himself on a line, and his mate there with the headband looks after him. The short ball from Tom Lucas, the skipper. The change of angle of run completely confounds the South Korean defense.
Stannard looking for the extra 2. They're good. Well, for those of you watching on back in Australia who may not have seen much of this kid, Lockie Anderson out of the Eastwood Club in Sydney has just broken through in the world of sevens across the last 3 tournaments. Huge kid, massive motor, and he's wonderful in the air as well. This time around, though, it is South Korea getting up and pulling it back off the restart. Killingworth offers Ji-hoon the outside and then makes the steal. Oh, he's having a blast in tight. Boy, Killingworth now. Hutchison. Anderson's a touch wider. How about this? Anderson. It's a first half hat trick for Lockie Anderson.
Well, that's pretty rare in sevens. But not only is he a big unit, a big athlete, he's got some tidy players around. Hutchison constantly threatening. And again, Lucas the provider. Anderson will be very happy with that. I wonder if he'll maybe even get a rest from Andy Friend in the second half.
He keeps shaping a pass to his teammates. Lockie, just take it, fella. Take it and go.
I think he feels guilty.
He shouldn't. He should not. 19-0. Australia are up. Under a minute to run in this first half. Excellent take there from the captain from South Korea, Jae Bok. Anderson. Anderson with Hutchison. Hutchison has Anderson back in field. Hutchison puts his head down and trucks it up himself. Oh, they concede the penalty there, Australia, not releasing the call against Henry Hutchison. That's not going to find touch. Stannard runs back and brings it in for his side. One last chance to post more points just before the break. Couple of changes. Nick Maloof on the field. And now Jenkins offloads back in field. South Korea looking to take it. 95 for their first try. Lucas dumps South Korean runner into the turf, and then Maloof swoops in. Taps and goes, passes to Hutchison. Anderson's one pass wider. Instead, Stannard goes over the top to Killingworth. It bounces over his head and into touch, and that will be half-time. And Australia are clear by 19 against South Korea. Absolute cracking game.
We've been coming off a series win in the Canada Sevens.
Right now it is South Korea restarting play, down by 19, and that man has each of Australia's 3 tries. Lockie Anderson takes the restart, takes it forward. Now Jenkins with Lucas. Lucas has Simon Kennywill outside, steers back in field. Now South Korea look to counter. It's going to pop out for Stannard here. Stannard blows right through. He's off and gone. The man they call Chucky. James Stannard grabs the first try of the second half.
Well, I think that's important, because when James Stannard goes well, Australia goes well. And you know, you've got these bright young talents around him, but he really holds it all together. He's the glue. This is experience, seeing that there was no one in behind that ruck. He's going to come have to light up a little bit here on day 2 and day 3 in Hong Kong. Roger's going to go all the way.
Conversion, good. Australia push further ahead. Jenkins comes through, it's knocked on, and South Korea will come back and feed the scrum.
Yeah, big collision there too, both players down on the ground. The aerial game so important.
Well, Gareth, we touched on it yesterday. Australian coach Andy Friend has the luxury now of picking the same squad in back-to-back tournaments, just a one change for the Aussies. and doesn't it show through across the two tourneys?
Yeah, and it's those combinations. We're seeing it now with South Africa. A couple of injuries, players out, gone to Super Rugby. And the combinations they're used to, the roles that each player has to play. As I mentioned, Stannard has his role. You know, Boyd Killingworth, we saw he has his role. It's going to be important. Hutchison, the youngsters, they have their role running in tries. So teams need to gel together as well as be physically right on the edge. It's a tough game sevens to get it right.
Well, despite missing Cup semi-final appearances in Vegas and Vancouver, I thought it was some of the best sevens rugby Australia had played in the last 12 months, and Andy Friend backed that up during the week. So they've been playing well without getting the results. Maybe things can turn here in Hong Kong.
I think one area where they're incredibly strong is at the breakdown. They love to defend. They turn defense into attack, as they've done there.
Muscle through. It's a tight head for the Aussies. Lucas goes to Maloof. Maloof ups and pops the ball here to Hutchison. It's play on Hutchison. Back inside to Lucas. The captain spins out of the tackle. And Australia now go up by 31.
Business as usual, back at it. Still only 23 years old himself, Tom Lucas. Hutchison showing great composure, staying on the park, keeping his feet, keeping that ball alive.
Conversion is on the board as well. Stannard working it nicely with the extras. It's 33-0 in favour of Australia. Andy Friend, well, I don't know that he could ask for much more from his side other than what they've given him. And they've still got nearly 4 minutes of play remaining.
Yeah, and he's able to get a couple of subs off and rest a few people. Perfect start for Australia.
Jenkins taps it back. It goes into the feet of South Korea, and finally they get their hands on the ball. Gurman went to Jinwan. That's Zhongwan, and he's knocked on.
Just squirted loose in contact there. For a moment, it looked like he had some space on the outside. Their pace man, Zhongwan. But as good teams do, Australia took it away, closed it right out.
Ed Jenkins there on the far side, playing his 50th tournament this weekend in Hong Kong. Australia's most cap sevens player of all time. And he's run up the half-ton. No doubt would love to celebrate in style. Maloof links with Stannard. Stannard dummies, and then he's brought down right on halfway. Maloof peels off the back. Maloof is taking it for a spin. Maloof! He's through the line, and he's going to grab 5 for Australia.
'40th try. They try and had an opportunity to try a move that didn't come off before that, but look at this awareness. Ball in 2 hands. Then he tucks it, sees the sweeper's gone, blown a tread. So Nick Maloof gets it under the poles.
Conversion is up in lights as well, and it is now Australia leading by 40 against South Korea. This one is a tricky one for South Korea to bring in, and that's going to hop in a touch, and they'll throw the line out.
Of course, Sean, this time next year, the whole world will be planning to go to the Gold Coast for the Commonwealth Games. Seven's a big part of that. So many of these teams. It will be a great experience for these athletes. They'll be going the week after Hong Kong.
That one skewiff. The line out throw no good, and Australia will feed the scrum.
And another announcement that just came out from World Rugby today, the World Cup of Sevens in San Francisco, July 20th to 22nd. at AT&T Park. It's where the San Francisco Giants play their baseball. So it's another nice little trip. The Gold Coast and San Francisco do the double.
Stannard goes back to McNamara on, getting some game time. Taylor looking to get through the South Korean defense. Stannard wraps around. Stannard has his second.
I don't know if he's just programmed, but he's pushing the pace. He wants to get this conversion in. There's still time to get the kickoff in. He wants more points. Look at this. Great line. But they had to recycle, and Stannard does the work off the ball and gets the reward.
The old hand in the Aussie lineup bags. Try number 50. 250 points for that man, that talisman, James Stannard. Just keeps going and going and going. And when he's on, more often than not, his side respond as well. South Korea down by 45. Desperate for points against Australia. We get a real roar from the crowd here. South Korea can find a way to cross the Aussies' try line. That's Seok Jun. Here's Jong-hwan. Looking to catch, and it's the out of place, but he gets back and makes the tackle there on Jin-hwan. And there's a steal as well. A chance here for Simon Kennywell to open up. He'll take it every day of the week. And here comes the half ton for Australia. 50-0, kick still to come.
I alluded to it earlier. The Australians happy to defend for long periods. In the end, when the steal comes, at the breakdown, one inside ball and Simon Kennywell's away.
Another of the youngsters in his Australian lineup. One of 6. Under the age of 21. Stannard, the chip shot from in front is good. Full time, Australia 52, South Korea 0.
Tom, congratulations on the victory, mate. You must be thrilled. What can you tell us about this young kid, Lockie Anderson?
Mate, isn't he great? Yeah. He's really just rising with every tournament he gets. Obviously, he played a stellar tournament in Vegas and he's backing it up here again.
We go from the young to the mature, and James Stannard, how valuable is he to this Australian team?
Oh, mate, he's unvaluable. So he's been around for obviously so long, and he continues to dominate. So he's unbelievable.
Mate, good luck against England later on.
Thanks, mate.